WVVA in Focus, a weekly program about important issues and events in the two Virginias.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this edition of In Focus. Well, it's that time of year where some of you might have cabin fever, so you may want to get out of the house, mingle, and socialize with others. There's an event coming up on Saturday, February 25th in Bluefield to maybe help you fight the winter blues. It's called Winter Warmer, and it's put on by the Bluefield Beautification Commission. And joining me in just a moment on set to share more information, Erica Sieber-Atwell and Melvin Ross. Both are volunteers with the commission. Thank you both for being here. I'm so excited to share with our viewers information about Winter Warmer.
Thank you for having us, Melinda. We're so excited for this year's Winter Warmer. We took a few years off because of COVID, but we are back and better than ever, and we're just really excited to tell you all about our event, which is coming up in just a few weeks.
Yes, so much fun. Can't wait to share more information. So let's go ahead and share some information with our viewers. It's coming up Saturday, February 25th, as Erica said, in a few weeks at the Bluefield Arts Center. So it's going to feature music, food, beverages happening from 3 to 7 p.m. on the 25th. So Erica, I'll start with you. The beer vendors will be more local and regional this year. So what can folks expect as far as the vendors are concerned?
So we've got several different breweries from our region, basically. We have Sophisticated Hound Brewery coming with 4 beer selections from, Mercer County. They're our hometown brewery, and we're excited that they're going to be there because everybody loves them.
Yes.
We also have Big Timber Brewing Company coming from Elkins, West Virginia this year.
Great.
We're really excited about that. They're coming with 4 beer selections as well. Freefolk Brewery out of Fayetteville will be there with several beers. We've got, of course, Mercer Wholesale. Jimmy Simon's going to be coming with a lot of our, the Mick Ultras, the ciders, and the seltzers for the people who maybe don't like craft beer. Weathered Ground Brewery. We've got just a ton of breweries coming this year, and we're really excited. Lots of representation from around the state.
Great, and Weathered Ground out of Raleigh County, of course, so can't wait to see all the selection there. And Melvin, as Erica had mentioned, it's been a few years since we've had Winter Warmer, so why do you think it's important that we're bringing it back, getting people back out to the Arts Center?
Well, like Erica said, in 2020 and 2021, because of COVID, everyone wanted to stay safe. So as things is kind of what we call seemingly going back to normal, it's a great time to come out, enjoy the event. Yeah, it's been going on roughly about 10 years, so it has a following.
Yes, it does.
And, with the following, people come out wanting to gather, and you get a lot for the ticket prices.
Right, including live music, which we'll talk about shortly as well. Right. And Erica, back to what you were talking about the local vendors and regional ones. Why do you think it's important to have those featured, and maybe to give folks a chance to taste test those beverages that they wouldn't normally get, maybe?
Well, West Virginians they're so they love their state, and they love the beer in this state, and the craft beer community is huge, and it's growing, and it's something that really West Virginians take a lot of pride in. And so it's really neat to be able to feature all of the regional breweries and stuff like that, so that people can actually go out, and because they love to go and travel through the state and tour the breweries and try the beers, but we're bringing them right here to Bluefield for, it's a neat event to be able to go around and sample those beers and really see what they're interested in buying, and we're starting to see those things in the stores and in our local restaurants as well. And so it's neat for people to come and talk also with the people, because they're going to be bringing representatives down, and it's nice for people to talk with them, find out kind of what they're about, what they've got coming up, what maybe ask the questions about the beer and stuff like that. And for people who love beer, it's a really great opportunity for them. So.
Right, because it's a one-stop shop. I mean, like you said, you have Sophisticated Hound, Weathered Ground, the other ones out of Fayetteville and Elkins. So, I mean, that's cool that they're all in one location at the Arts Center. So, Erica or Melvin, you can jump in here. David's downtown will have food available. So, let's discuss what everyone can expect for the food options.
Yeah, David's downtown. I mean, David does a great job. If you ever been out during lunchtime, the food selection and everything is top-notch and really good. So we'll be more finger food, appetizer, barbecue sliders, dips, different things like that throughout the whole entire night. So you'll have a large variety of buffet style, eat all you can eat.
Well, exactly, buffet style, and that helps when you're drinking too, to have some food to absorb it. So, Erica, how much are tickets, and where can folks purchase those tickets?
So tickets are $40 this year. There's $75 for a couple, so if you are, husband-wife team, or if you just want to bring a friend, if you want to save a little bit of money, $75 for a couple, and that gets you entry into the event, of course, the music, unlimited samples of all of the beer, and of course the amazing food spread that David puts on, which if you've ever been to the Winter Warmer, you know he does it right. And there's so much to choose from. People can just sit and snack all day long, and it's all involved in the ticket price. So you don't have to worry about getting nickeled and dimed when you come in the door, which a lot of events do. So it's one ticket price at the door and you're set to go. So.
Now, are you encouraging folks to purchase in advance? Are there any tickets available at the door, or is advance tickets required?
Well, like she stated, you can purchase them on Eventbrite, Grant's Supermarket, and Goodicooms. So at the door, it's $45 at the door, $40 in advance, $75 for a couple. So it's whatever the client feels comfortable with doing.
All right. Well, that sounds good. And Erica, let's talk about the music. So Dark Matters from Greenbrier County will be performing. Let's talk about that band. And I want to say I attended Oktoberfest in Bluefield last year. They played there and they sounded, I mean, really, really good. They're talented.
Yeah, so that's what I was just going to say. If you came to Oktoberfest in the park this year, you saw Dark Matters. They are a great band out of Greenbrier County, and they have done. People just raved about them at Oktoberfest and begged for us to have them at the Winter Warmer, and we're so excited. They're a large band. There's probably, what, 10
to 12
pieces, 10, 12 pieces. You know, you've got your horns, you've got harmonies. They play tons of different styles of music. Great music that'll get people up and dancing, and that's one of the things I love about the Winter Warmer is that dance floor is always packed with people. You know, they're having a great time, and the Dark Matters is such a good band. It's perfect for this event. We can't wait to have them.
And like you said, they get people up, dancing, moving, and that's what we need in the middle of winter too.
Exactly.
Break it up a little bit. So how did the commission go about bringing the band here for Winter Warmer then? Like, what was the process like to book them and get them back here?
Well, we basically, after Oktoberfest, we said, hey, what are you guys doing in February? And so we said, mark this down on your calendar. We just had such great feedback that day that we knew right then and there that they were the band. And they're going to play for the whole time, which is nice.
Wonderful.
Because sometimes we'll have two bands that play. Then you have that disruption sort of in the middle where people changing over. Dark Matters is going to come in and they're going to play for the whole 4 hours, taking a couple little breaks, but it's going to be a lot more music and like a steady flow of music this year, which we're really excited about.
Yeah, so. that'll be so much fun. Well, I want to thank you both. We do have to take a quick break, but coming up, we'll discuss how this event is a fundraiser for the Bluefield Beautification Commission, and we'll share more about the commission and what it does around the area.
Sounds good.
We'll be right back. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to this edition of In Focus. You're seeing video from a past event at Winter Warmer at the Bluefield Arts Center. And that's pretty much what you can expect. Folks gathering around, socializing, even dancing, trying out different beverages and food. So this morning we're discussing the Winter Warmer more at the Bluefield Area Arts Center. And it's a fundraiser for the Bluefield Beautification Commission. Joining me once again are volunteers Erica Sieber-Atwell and Melvin Ross. So again, thank you both for being here and just sharing information about this fun event with our viewers.
We're thrilled to be here. Yeah, thank you so much for having us. We're so excited. It's just a few weeks away.
Yes, exactly. Coming up on February 25th from 3 to 7 p.m. So Erica, I'll start with you in this segment. This is a fundraiser for the commission. Let's talk about this year's goal and what exactly does the commission do?
So every year, basically every event that we do, the goal is basically just to raise money. What people don't realize, I think, is that the Winter Warmer and the Oktoberfest in the park, they're fundraisers for the Bluefield Beautification Commission. That means 100% of the money goes back into our town and our city, and they do such a wonderful job making Bluefield beautiful. And if you look around town, all of the flowers, the lamp posts, all of the special touches that you see that have really brought our city back to life, you can pretty much guarantee that the city and the Bluefield Beautification Commission are behind those things. So it's a really great way. I think they do a lot of things that people don't notice, but it makes a huge impact for people coming into our city from a tourism perspective, from a local perspective. It makes you want to go downtown more, and it just makes everything a lot more beautiful. So
exactly, and thus the name the Beautification Commission. And like when you go downtown and you see those beautiful flowers, if you attend Winter Warmer, you could think, hey, I played a role in that somehow, some way.
Exactly.
So Melvin, how long has the Winter Warmer event been around? I know you mentioned about 10 years. So let's talk about that and like the history and where we are now with it.
Well, yeah, so actually the Winter Warmer's been around roughly about 10 years or so. I've been on with the Planning Commission for about 5 years, so I'm on that halfway mark. And just tagging like what Erica said, you know, the Beautification Commission is a nonprofit organization commissioned through the city. And so all the donations, all the flowers, the flags, the trash cans, receptacles, the benches, and everything you see downtown on Bluefield Avenue, Blanche Street, all around is from the Beautification Committee. And a strong leader in the team that they have to help go out, plant the flowers, getting dirty, doing behind-the-scenes work. It's just a lot of work. So this cause and the events on the Oktoberfest and the Winter Warmer is a great cause, and for them to come out and donate and help keep everything looking the way it looks, even better.
It certainly is, because you don't always think that when you see the flowers downtown, like you just see something nice, but it takes a lot of work to put that together.
And a lot of money as well. It does.
There you go.
The cost of the, you know, the flowers and,
dirt,
and the things like that. It really does add up, and there's so many of it that has to go into the town. So they really do, you know, these events are crucial for them to continue on with their efforts.
Right, and I'm glad you mentioned events plural, and Melvin touched on Oktoberfest, but either one of you can jump in here. What other events does the commission do throughout the year that folks can look forward to, like attending or being a part of?
So this year, as they had the events downtown, walkthrough for the Christmas, they used the old Landmark Antiques building. Beautification had Christmas ornaments, selling books, and different things like that.
That's nice.
Took a really nice pictures of different locations, historical homes within the city, and all that funds goes right back to the Planning Commission as well. And even if someone wanted to donate just out of the kindness of their heart, you can go to the city of Bluefield and put in a memo to the Beautification Committee. So all those things and all your efforts and donations are greatly appreciated.
Okay, well that's a good thing too. So if you can make a donation as well. And we talked about the beer vendors earlier, including Big Timber Brewing out of Elkins and the Freefolk Brewery out of Fayetteville, and also Sophisticated Hound, Weathered Ground. But I think, Erica, you touched on this, but let's talk about the other beverage options like cider, wine. If someone maybe doesn't like beer, because I know not everyone does, what other beverage options would be available for those folks?
Yeah, so we will offer, you know, bottles of water for people who don't want to drink, or for DDs. You know, we always encourage, because it is an event with alcohol, that, you know, people bring a DD. We will have other options for, you know, people who are DDs. Such as sodas and waters and things like that. But there is going to be domestic beers, you know, your Miller Lights and your Mick Ultras. There's also going to be, you know, ciders and seltzers. And I'm pretty sure we usually, with the commission, we usually have a wine offering as well. So for people to come in and they can purchase wine. So yeah, we will have all of those options. So it's just basically a great event. It's networking. You can choose to drink or not drink. And again, all the money goes to charity. So it's a really great, it's a great thing.
Right, and if you do drink, please drink responsibly as well.
Absolutely.
And also, David's Downtown, as you mentioned, is playing a big role with the food, Erica, and we heard earlier what kind of dishes will be offered, but can you both elaborate more on the importance of having David specifically to cater this event?
I mean, David does a great job. He caters a lot of events. He's been a part of the board, as far as I know. I've been on it for 5 years.
Yeah.
And David's art is what he does. Not only just the food, but even the decoration. I mean, he's top notch.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, and that's what I tell people. Like, it's an out-of-world experience. He always has a theme every year, and it's, you know, David is a genius, and he is such an integral part of the Bluefield Beautification Commission. And the way that he honors this event and goes in and does these insane decorations that you wouldn't, I mean, you don't even feel like you're in Bluefield. It's out of this world, and he is so talented. And then the way that he presents the food, it's such a neat experience for people. I heard this year we're going to be doing a French fry bar.
Oh, cool.
So you can add chili and cheese and all sorts of things. And it's just neat little fun ways that he does it to make it even more fun for the event.
A French fry bar sounds so good with chili on them.
People love French fries, and
they do.
and the way French fries have, like, you know, evolved. There's so many different ways to eat French fries. You know, it's like a baked potato, basically, but better. So we're going to be having a French fry bar with all sorts of different toppings, and you can get creative and have fun. And the way he treats the food, making it really playful. We've had a s'mores bar in the past, things like that. It's a really neat, and David is so talented, and his brain works like nobody else's I've ever met. So
Yeah.
it's really neat. It's just to come and see the decorations. I think you have to. It's a must do.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And if you haven't ever been inside the Bluefield Arts Center, come to the event just to see how beautiful it is inside. Like
It's
Erica
stunning.
mentioned,
Yeah.
like David decorates it, but like the building itself is historic and it's just the perfect venue.
I
to
think
have
so. I think so. And we haven't always been at the Bluefield Arts Center, but you know, I think what 6 years
Yeah.
ago was our first time there, and now that's a staple now. So that's
Right.
where the Winter Warmer lives at the Bluefield Arts Center for as long as they'll have us.
Right, they're intertwined. They go together.
Yeah, it's perfect. We found our home.
Yes.
So
Also, as I mentioned at the start of the show, it's important to break out of the winter blues, right? Like a lot of people go to Wine Fest outdoors in the spring, summer, fall, but you don't really hear of things happening in the winter as often. So this event breaks that up. Why is it important to have an event like this, specifically like in the winter? This is called Winter Warmer. Melvin, I'll start with you.
Well, like you said, winter warmer, you know, when you drink alcohol, your blood pressure rises and get a little warmer, so hopefully it keeps you warm. But, you know, typically, you know, usually snowed in. So we have some untraditional weather this year, and it's pretty warm outside, but it's supposed to be pretty chilly over the weekend. But basically, for you can come out, mingle, enjoy one another, and typically when there's bad weather outside, and it's always scheduled around the Sweethearts Day.
Yeah.
So you kind of like a little prelude, and you have a date night, you want to go out, or a date evening since it's not so late, into the following weekend of the Sweethearts Day on the 14th.
Yep.
So it's a great opportunity to come out, meet friends, network, and just enjoy and have a good time.
Well, and I'm glad you mentioned the networking part too, because Erica, I've met a lot of viewers and folks at Winter Warmer too, and I just love to talk with them and meet them at this event. So why do you think it's important to have this also as a form of networking and mingling with new people too?
well, and I think that goes into kind of what Melvin was saying about being in the wintertime. You know, people are not as active and outside, and you're not going in as many places, and there's not as many things happening in the wintertime, so people get a little stagnant, and you know, there's a lot of people that come for just business. They come to, you know, meet people and make new friends and make business connections. You know, a lot of times it's kind of a reunion. You know, people are coming in from out of town, maybe don't live here anymore.
True.
And it's a neat way. We do it every year. It's an annual event. So people come back and they plan for it, and they know when they go to this event, they're going to see the people that they've seen, that they missed. They don't, you know, you come in from out of town, you see the people that you're looking to see all in one place instead of having to track people down and, you know, plan out dinners and things like that. We do the planning for you. You just have to schedule it and come on down to the Winter Warmer and see everybody that you'd like to see.
Yeah, that, and there's a buffet available, right? So I'm sure there's some food there for someone, so you don't have to look at a menu and think what you want to order. There's food for everyone.
Exactly. You don't have to decide which restaurant you want to go to, or, you know, which brewery you want to go to. We're bringing them all to you and giving you tons of options, and it's a great way for people to get together, and that's what you see a lot of. You see little groups of people that haven't seen each other in a long time. I swear that's sometimes the only time I see some of these people is at the Winter Warmer.
Or Oktoberfest.
Or on Oktoberfest,
Yeah.
So it's a neat way to get people out of the house. The winter blues is a real thing. You know, and it's just a great way in the middle of winter, even if it's not super cold outside right now, it's a great way in the middle of winter when there's not a lot going on for people to reconnect.
Definitely.
And, you know, it charges everybody up.
Right, and it's just another option for people to do. So if you say, hey, there's nothing to do around here, yes, there are things to do. You just have to know where to go.
Exactly, and that's it. You know, people say that a lot, and you know, and that's fair, but there really is a lot to do in this area, and you know, this event is. You would travel out of state to go to an event like this, and it's right here in our hometown, in our backyard, and I think, you know, it's reasonably priced for what it is, and it's a great opportunity, and it's just so much fun. So we love people that really support us and come out every year.
Yeah, hey, I'm sold. I love their enthusiasm. We have to take one more quick break. We'll be right back after this. This morning, we've been talking about the Winter Warmer event. It's coming to the Bluefield Arts Center on Saturday, February 25th from 3 to 7 p.m. Tickets are $40 a person and $75 for a couple. Joining me once again on the set to share more information are Erica Sieber-Atwell and Melvin Ross. Again, thank you both for being here.
Well, thanks for having us. We've got the Winter Warmer coming up in just a couple weeks. We're encouraging people to come out and buy their tickets now. You know, we've sold a lot of tickets so far, but we know a lot more people are going to be coming. So,
well, you
know
what? Let's go over that again in case someone at home missed it. Where can folks go ahead and get those tickets?
Sure, you can get the tickets at Eventbrite. Grant Supermarket, and Goody Coons. If you buy the ticket in advance, it's $40. $75 for a couple, and then it's $45 at the door the day of the event.
Right. And again, all the funds go back to the Bluefield Beautification Commission. And Erica and Melvin, you're both volunteers with the commission. So Melvin, I'll start with you. How did you get involved? You said about 5 years ago or so?
Yeah, actually, I was sitting in the event. I think it was hosted by the Chamber of Commerce, and one of the members at that time was on the Planning Commission. Asked, hey, we have this commission, and we may need some young people to kind of help get some things done. I didn't know what it was at the time. You know, I saw the flowers around in Bluefield, and to my ignorance, I thought maybe the city did it, but I didn't know that it was a whole nonprofit organization that's behind the scene doing the developing, the planning, and the type of flowers, and what goes together and what doesn't go together. And it was a Bluefield Planning Commission. I mean, not Planning Commission, I'm sorry, the Beautification Commission that hosts these events to have a beautiful Bluefield.
Right, and I bet there are folks at home who may not have known that. They may have thought, you know, the city of Bluefield takes care of that, but this is also a way to educate folks about what the commission does as well. So, Erica, how did you get involved as a volunteer, and what are some of the efforts that you've done since you've been involved?
So I worked with Visit Mercer County several years ago. That's how I first got introduced to the Bluefield Beautification Commission, doing work in tourism, and, you know, helping with the commission to plan events for tourists to come in. You know, we're always looking at doing events that will appeal to the outside, you know, areas, so we're not just recycling the same people within our town. You know, so we really our efforts were really involved in planning these events to make them big enough to attract people from you know, the areas surrounding us. And so that's kind of how I got involved, first with Oktoberfest in the park, and then you know, hopped on board with Winter Warmer and just trying to lend my expertise, and you know, and because they needed some information about beer and things like that, and events in general. And I travel a lot and go around and do a lot of these types of events on my own, and so it was kind of nice to be able to bring some of that back here, what I've learned and what I've seen, and lend my expertise to the commission. So
well, that helps just to have, you know, a diverse group of people who can come together and lend their expertise, like you said. So about like how many hours a month are you all involved with this, and like how often do you meet and things like that?
Typically, it just depends. It's seasonal, of course. You know, planting the flowers is it's pretty crucial. You start early spring planting the flowers and getting them delivered, and then usually about once a month or once every other month. We usually meet over Miss Satterfield's home, and she lays it out, and they go out to work and get it done. And from digging the flowers, putting them in pots, and everything. It's a lot. It goes behind the scenes, so we're getting things done. But once it's all done, it's well worth it.
Yeah.
It's well worth it.
And as the event ramps up, we tend to meet a little bit more, and of course, you know, but everybody distributes their jobs really evenly, and, you know, we're all kind of in charge of what we're in charge of, and right now it's kind of like a well-oiled machine. We, you know, we all work so well together that, you know, these events come together, you know, pretty flawlessly at this point now, and you know, it's a good opportunity for us to help out, because they're really good at the beautification part of it, you know, and so for some of us to come in and sort of help with these events that maybe they wouldn't know as much about, it's really important for us to be able to do that.
And I can imagine, though, it does take a lot of work to plan any event. Something like Winter Warmer seems like it would take months and months of advanced planning. So, like, what effort goes into putting it together?
Yeah, it does. It starts kind of right after Oktoberfest. That's, you know, from grabbing the band before they leave and pack up and saying, hey, in a few months we've got an event that we'd like you to play. That's pretty much when it all starts. We start planning, looking at, you know, our sponsors, and again, this is a sponsored event. Sponsors
and expenses, you know, once again, no matter what, you know, there's always expenses, the location, the vendors, the food, and so then we definitely appreciate all the sponsors, the donation that goes in to make these events successful. And like you said, Erica, it's usually right after Oktoberfest, when the warmers start planning, ideas, decoration, food, and everything. So
So after Winter Warmer, is it right back to Oktoberfest?
Oh, yeah,
right back to
exactly.
You get about a week break, and then we're right back to another meeting.
Yeah, and then every few years they sprinkle in the garden tour. And so that's a whole nother. But they only do that every 2 years, I think. Once
Something's
every
coming soon.
Yeah, so
I was going to say, is this the
So-
2 year where it might be happening in 2023? Or?
You have to wait and see.
Yeah. have
Oh,
to wait
well,
and
you'll let me know. You know, I'm the news lady. I want to be the first to know. I want them to be like, yes, we have the info for you on this garden tour. I love flowers and everything. So.
Yeah, and that's kind of their piece de resistance is the
That's
garden
really
tour.
nice.
They get to
That's really
show
nice.
off all of their efforts and how talented every one of those commission members are, and the people in our area.
Yep.
Their beautiful homes, their beautiful yards, and it's a really neat thing to do, and people love that stuff. They love beautiful homes and gardens and things
Yes.
like that, and there's so many of those right here in Bluefield, and they highlight those.
Right. Well, keep me updated. Both of you, okay? We just have a little bit of time left, but let's again talk quickly about how people can donate if they can't make it out to Winter Warmer.
Sure, absolutely. You can donate. Go by the city of Bluefield. If you want to write a check, put a memo to the Beautification Committee. But the most important thing regarding the event and the tickets, 21 or older, of course.
Yes.
And you must have your IDs. You know, don't throw a hassle about the ID. You go anywhere these days, you have to ask for ID. So just want to follow all those protocols. 21 or older, have your ID. You can donate at the city Beautification Committee and in your memo, and we'd like to see you there at the event.
Great. Well, we've run out of time. Thank you both, Erica and Melvin, for joining us today.
Thanks a lot.
That does it for us. We'll see you all again next Sunday.